I think
Oh,
Devin froze. God damn it.
Devin froze. Yeah.
What's
An
cracking,
opportune
everybody,
time.
and welcome to episode 232 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts today, Ernell Pearson, alongside the man who got a little bit late, Garrick Egan.
Everything's
Hey, what's
everything's
happening, baby?
fine.
What's happening, baby boy?
Oh, don't talk to me right now. I'm working.
Uh huh. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's happening to the best of us, man. Garrick, how's your day going, bud?
Don't talk to me right now. I'm working.
We also have the man who just returned from vacation. It is Good Kraken's very own, the man, the myth, the legend. It is goodkraken.com's DJ Silver. DJ, my boy, how was the vacation, good sir?
It was all right. Just chilling. Not really much going on. Did a lot of racing.
Okay.
Virtual racing. Still
Okay.
on my racing kick. I downloaded I bought and downloaded this game called Dirt Rally 2.0, and I've been really into it. I've been really into rally games. You guys ever like played a rally racer before?
I feel like maybe a long time ago I did.
Nope.
Not anything recent, but that's for damn sure. Oh, let me fix that. There you go.
I don't. I'm trying to think. I played a lot of like off road, but in like MX versus like ATV and all that shit. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I ever really played like rally games. I played mostly street racing.
Mostly.
Yeah, dude, rally games are fun. I think it scratches a part of my brain that really enjoys some parts about racing. Because
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know what rally racing is, it's basically race against the clock instead of other racers. So like there's
Right.
they use in real life rally they use actual roads like in different countries, and they for these events like actual roads that other people use, but they section off for the event, and basically so the first car goes, and then a minute later the next car, the next contestant, the next driver goes, and you basically compete for each other's time. However you can get those try to get the best time completing the course. And it's like a straight like sprint. There's turns, hairpin turns, and stuff like that. And rally racing requires two drivers basically. So you have one actually driving the vehicle, and then a co-driver who gives you the layout of the course, like
Right. Okay.
real time. So like
Dude,
um,
rally drivers aren't human. Like
they're
they're
actually like better.
it's
Like
crazy.
That's
it's
fair.
very it's a skill. It's like it is like the most skillful driving like ever. And the co-drivers, their job is to basically condense like the information, like what the actual driver is gonna see as they're going through the course. Like to left, which is like they'll map out points on the steering wheel where you turn it to two, and it's like a left, like there's two left 60, which is like a two left in 60 meters.
Wow. Okay.
Or hairpin right. There's like they're feeding them like commands and questions like or commands and course things throughout like right six into hairpin left into bump into jump into hairpin right 60 into six left. Like you'll hear that the whole time, but it's fun.
So do they have
It's
like a
super,
map?
super
They
fun.
just like they know
They
exactly
don't have
what's
a
coming.
they don't have a map. They just have like a notebook of just what the turns are. So like the
Mhm.
driver can prepare for like the handbrake turns, because these turns are like very narrow.
Right.
They're
Right.
like they'll be like six left, it narrows into bumps, into chicane, into hairpin right. 60 like it like you're just hearing that as you're trying to control the car. This is great.
You
Fucking
imagine
love
having
that
a
game.
literal backseat driver.
Yeah. If you guys, there's also like the viral clip. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It's like, Samir, you're gonna break the car, Samir. Listen to my call,
No, that sounds
Samir.
great. That sounds
Listen
great.
to my call. Like that's basically he was rally driving. That was the co-driver. Slow, medium left, medium left. Samir, you're gonna break the car.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
I wound up on like rally car TikTok for a little while,
Oh hell yeah.
Dude, it was like unreal and also kind of scary and kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah, I was catching up on my history too. It's insane. It used to be like the most popular form of like racing before Formula One. Like
I can
Group
imagine.
B
Yeah.
rallies would have like 400,000 people attend, like events. Like that was the peak number I think
That's
Portugal
bonkers.
for 400,000 people.
So speaking of like getting lost into like the TikTok world, I think Devin has returned. The
Devin's
man
back?
has returneth. There we go. That's almost better. Hello, Devon. No, maybe not.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe not.
He did a little eyebrow thing and then he froze.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyways, that is our
We'll just keep it
man
there.
that is currently frozen. The man that's been touched by Shiva herself. Devin Brevin, the dude. Say hi, Devin. Hi, everybody. But speaking of diving into like the,
He said in Snapchat, "I hate it here."
Yeah.
of course,
I think it's a sign, man. He should probably just remedy that foot and just go.
Oh, did he hurt his foot too?
He's confused,
Yeah,
like-
Jesus Christ. No, not nice to us at all anymore.
Everything's fine.
Yeah,
Everything's
no,
fine.
Marilyn had introduced me to a thing called hobby horsing.
Hobby horsing.
Hobby horsing. I don't know if you guys have
expand on hobby horsing.
I don't know if you guys have had the privilege of finding out about hobby horsing yet. You should look into it. It's great. It's
Privilege is something I don't have.
so you know, like when you're a kid, there's a specific toy you can get that
Yeah.
is a horse head, a stuffed horse head, on a stick.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So there are people, full-grown adults, that buy these and take care of it like an
Like a
actual
horse.
horse. And then they do horse like obstacle courses with them. You know what I mean? Like the ones where an actual horse would be jumping over like
Yeah, like
hurtling
they're
over
jumping
the
over the.
yeah, except it's
LARPing for equestrians.
It's like the.
LARPing Seabiscuit.
It's like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like
Yeah,
someone with
except-
a coconut. Like,
except
yes.
they have a physical stuffed horse that they
and
are
they're taking it very seriously.
and they take it very
can we
seriously.
bet on these
sure they
horse
do.
races?
I don't know about races, but as far as I've seen, it's been obstacle courses.
They've done like obstacle course, like
Yeah.
little things,
like full on,
Okay.
and they gallop. They gallop
like
with
full on like show pony type stuff. Like, you know.
100%. They do the like show pony leg thing where they like trot in place.
Oh, wow.
It is. It is
Just
one
imagine
of
that it's just-
the most crushing things I've ever seen.
That mental image.
Dude, that sounds so sad.
So Arnell,
Hey, yeah,
if one were to get into the hobby of hobby horse,
yeah.
you know, what's the barrier of entry? You know, what kind of prices are we looking at for these hobby horses?
You know, that's a great question, DJ. Let's find out how much is a hobby horse.
do they feed it? Like, what do they feed it? Like stuffing? Like little like cotton stuffing?
Carrots. Let's see here. A solid
plastic
hobby
carrots.
horse on Amazon. One that I would believe one would actually bring to a hobby horsing event, if you will.
if they want to get ranked in the event.
Yeah, if they want their hobby horse ranking to be a 10 out of 10 rather than vice versa. Okay, I'm not gonna curse this, so it's gonna continue on for a minute. Let's get a sound check real quick, Devin. Devin, are you there? Can you hear me?
Can you
Devin?
hear us?
Are you there in the field? Are you there?
Am I here?
Yeah.
Am I here?
Oh, I believe we can hear you in the studio, sir.
Am I here?
Yes. Is everything okay? Are you okay?
I don't know what just happened. I was here and then I wasn't, and then I was here again, then I wasn't again.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Devin the Brevin, the dude,
He's
is
here, but not
officially
here, but
deceased. He's
here.
gone. He is. We've lost Devin. I'm kidding. He's here. We can.
I don't
hear
know
you.
what happened. I'm just sitting here,
That's okay. You didn't miss a whole lot. We're talking about hobby horsing right now.
What's going on? I don't understand what's happening.
Okay, let's not do that to us.
What's happening?
Hobby horsing. So on Amazon,
Devin, I love you, but I don't know if my existential dread can handle that today.
You can't handle what?
Oh,
Dude, that was me being very candid and honest.
that hurt my heart.
No. Yeah, so my computer crashed. I started it back up. I was like, oh, driver's update for GPU. Okay. Ran that.
Didn't work.
Computer crashed again. Started it back up.
Wrong GPU update.
All of a sudden, Discord was no longer on my computer.
Dropped his computer on his foot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. I'll reinstall Discord and get everything set up real quick.
Jesus Christ. Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
what? That's
Jesus
how?
Christ. That's
Why?
wild.
I don't know.
How?
I went to open Discord and it said this app is no longer on this device.
Well, you know
Really?
what is on this device, Devin?
Okay.
Amazon. And Amazon, you can spend $129 and get a solid hobby horse. Solid
Hobby horse,
Nice.
100.
That was a hell
So
of a pivot.
that's
My brain
compared
hurts.
to other hobbies.
Yeah,
I
mean,
don't
like,
even know what that
affordable.
is.
So hobby horsing, Devin, if I may, is a thing that real life human people do, where they buy a stuffed horse head on a stick. You know, like when you're a kid, you know, like you're pretending to be a cowboy.
Wait, like a real stuffed horse head?
No. Like it's a stuffed horse. It's
Oh,
just like a
I was
stuffed animal
I was gonna be
horse.
like, I'd be like, the fuck you talking about right now?
For real, dude. Barbarian.
What is this?
Shit,
Some
yeah.
like weird like lucky
That's fucked up.
rabbit's foot bullshit?
Yeah, no. So it's a stuffed animal horse on a stick, and these people take care of it like an
Do you
actual
eat it?
horse, and then they like put it between their legs and they like trot with it, and they do obstacle courses and they compete against each other as hobby horsers. I don't know if that's the phrase for it, but they hobby horse. It is the action of hobby horsing. You know what I
Are
mean?
they?
Hobby jockeys.
Wasn't that like in a bunch of like
That's what I was thinking. Was a hobby
cartoon?
job.
Wasn't that like
weird.
cartoon?
This is a real thing. This is a real life thing that people do. It's on TikTok. You know, if you don't do this to yourself, you might not want to do this to yourself. But if you
Yeah, dude,
search
don't
hobby
tempt the
horsing,
The algorithm, Devin.
you search hobby horsing, your life will open up to a new avenue that you didn't think could possibly be real. You know what I mean?
You know, another thing I couldn't think that could possibly be real is Twitter being rebranded and you supporting it.
It's a virus hat. First off, you can take that up with Sludge. All right, you can take that up with him.
I will.
Just emails him right now. But you guys at home can email us because today we're talking San Diego Comic-Con wrapping up, Final Fantasy Kaiju, 16 turning heads, and much, much more. And now I'm handing this off to Devin. Devin, what is this?
This is a show. It's unlike any other show because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time.
I had to. It just sounded like the
If
best
you're writing
sound,
this
right?
wave, if you're writing this wave, you can head on over to our Discord where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access before episodes go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. But if you've emptied your pockets or your bowels for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show after Ernell relieves himself. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have, tell them DJ,
Prime Gaming.
Twitch Prime Gaming. And we would love for you to help us keep pushing out all that content for all of you listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken,
Good Kraken.
exclamation point, and leaving a review there.
Catholic. What?
We got some captain's orders, guys. Eric and Ernell here did a great Barbenheimer review this last Saturday.
good.
It is also up on the YouTubes, and you can listen on all your audio devices, whether that be iTunes or Spotify, and check it out. Do it.
Goddamn,
Do it.
that Barbenheimer review.
That Barbenheimer.
You guys got to go watch that one because that one was a fun conversation. We
I
did
still need to
both.
watch both of them. I'm
Yeah, you
kinda
do.
mad
Yeah,
about
you
it.
do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah. Yep. But other than that, guys, go watch those damn movies like I need to, and do it soon like I need to, because do it.
They're good.
Do
They're
it.
both fucking good movies, man.
DJ,
Is there?
can you tell the people what we got coming up here next?
Well, Kevin, as a man of a unique stature,
Okay.
I think that we need to go to the helm.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
Nice.
Fine, I'll play it.
The helm.
Oh, I did a goddamn
I love
play
it. I love
Ding,
going
ding,
to the
ding, ding.
helm.
Sock.
Helm.
There we go.
Yes, the helm, of
Any
course.
squawkers? Any squawkers?
Yes. Squawk.
They be squawking. They do be squawking here. Actually, I might be able to fix this on the fly. 1 second. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a lot. That was a fucking lot.
Dude, you fucking Devin, you make my brain vibrate, bro.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to test your mental instabilities.
Here we go.
Yeah, you guys do it weekly, I promise.
Here we go. Fixed it. Problem fixed.
What's worse, though? What's worse, us or children?
Depends on the day.
We talk about
fair.
hobby
Sometimes
horsing
you guys
for-
are children.
Bro, have you heard some of the shit that's coming out of your mouth, though?
100%, man. I am a child.
You incite
He never
this.
denied it. He never did deny it.
Yeah,
that's
you
fair.
incite these conversations as you would.
Oh, dude, a lot of the time, yeah.
What's up, Devin? Oh, fuck. He froze again.
No.
Oh my god, dude.
good.
Dude,
Right.
existence is pain.
There we
I'm
go.
so
No,
sorry to
not quite yet.
everybody listening to this episode.
Jesus Christ, man.
Jesus Christ.
Guys, we have some announcements and updates from San Diego Comic-Con that happened last week. A plethora of wonderful stuff that got announced to us. So we're just going to kind of cover some of the main big bad boys that we got hit with.
Biggins.
Firstly, starting with a new Adult Swim series that is coming from the makers of Cowboy Bebop. That is one anime called Lazarus. And this shit looks really fun. It is a new sci-fi anime that we're going to be getting a glimpse into a sort of hellish future where the very same drugs that save people's lives are responsible for killing them days later. That may be the case with judging from the short trailer. Adult Swim debuted at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Definitely rolled myself into that one. Lazarus is also going to have some pretty chill vibes and stunning action. That's going to be a fun one. And then we got some new footage from the open world Star Wars game Outlaws, which is looking better and better every day, boys. You know what I mean? Better and better every day.
By Ubisoft.
It is.
Dude,
It is, but you know what I mean?
I don't have faith, dude. They canceled Phoenix Rising 2. They're making a mobile game. What's happening
Did you
over
guys see
there?
that headline about how Ubisoft sent out an email to everyone, all its users, saying that if your account is inactive, we will delete your account. So any
Yeah.
purchases you made, any downloads, like they'll completely remove your whole thing. Like you have to make a whole new account if they delete it.
What the fuck, dude? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Rebuy all the games that you might have bought.
I mean, Ubisoft's on some weird stuff for sure. But
French people, though, I'm telling you.
oh, I think Devin might have returned. He might have returned this time.
You know,
Well.
I know me hating the French is like a bit, but like you
Is
know
it?
they're proving themselves to be very very not cool, not chill.
Devin,
Not,
can you confirm, is DJ hating the French a bit, or is it reality?
definitely.
I don't even know the answer
Commitment to
that
the bit is
question,
real.
honestly.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair, honestly. Well, with that said, we'll move on here. We got another look at Star Trek Strange New Worlds getting a musical episode. It's Star Trek. It's a musical. And it's an episode. There's not really
Can
much
we
else to
stop
say.
with
Just
the
an
musicals?
episode?
Can we
Yeah, I know,
stop with
I know.
those, please? Like,
I know. But speaking of DJ hating France, and speaking of stopping, Norman Reedus is fighting zombies in France in the new trailer for The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon.
It's crazy.
What I am most excited about is the bullshit ass story they come up with to get him there.
It's
How's he
gonna
get to
be
France?
grand, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be something really stupid.
I mean, we have
I can feel it.
four Walking Dead spinoffs now, technically.
Yeah.
This being the fourth, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean? I'm here for it. I haven't watched any of them yet outside of just the regular Walking Dead, and I don't know if I'm going to. So we'll see. We'll see. What I do know is that there's this Asian guy on TikTok who does a real good Daryl Dixon impression. I'll tell you what, you gotta look up for that. Just search hobby horsing on TikTok and he'll pop up.
Okay.
And then we
bruh.
then we
it's handle.
have the 3-part John Wick prequel series, The Continental, debuting September 22nd. Goddamn, finally.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
looks so good.
Goddamn, finally. And it looks
Too
good.
bad it's on Peacock.
I know, and see, like, I was worried about it, but then I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, maybe sure, I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a young Winston. We'll get to see a young Winston.
I mean,
come
I
up,
sure
dude.
hope. I sure hope they pick a beautiful man to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't be
I think
worse
they
than
did.
Invincible.
I think I saw a trailer and I was like, yeah, good choice.
Can't be worse than Ubisoft. You know what I mean? But with that
True.
said, actually, Invincible's Adam Eve has her own episode, and you can watch it today on Amazon. So it
That's
is
right.
a spin-off ordeal for the character Adam Eve from Invincible. You can watch that. But the new season of Invincible airs on November 3rd. You guys can catch that there. And then Netflix gave us another trailer, another look at the new One Piece live action series coming to Netflix.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just look at the thumbnail.
Yeah.
What is this?
It is, well, I can answer that question. It is Eddie from Tekken, Haley Williams from Paramore, let's see, Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, a guy from BTS.
This looks like some shit I'd find on
Yo,
Tubi
you want
or
to hear
YouTube.
something like fucked up about this live action like adaptation?
It
Yeah.
came to fruition.
Well, yeah, this is just gonna make it even uglier though. Its budget is $18 million an episode.
An episode,
An episode per episode.
and they can't pay animators. That's crazy.
That's
And it
nuts,
looks
man.
like
that's
that.
crazy, bro. That's so fucking crazy, man.
Dude, this
well,
looks like a YouTube like parody like from
Yeah.
this like the from
Filmed
it,
it like-
looks so bad.
yeah.
Filmed it like a Disneyland or like Universal Studios like ride.
Ain't that for
This
sure?
is like a really shoddy promo video.
And then afterwards, we got a look and official announcement of Invincible Season 2 debuting on November 3rd on Amazon Prime. God damn, are we excited for that, because Invincible Season
Still need to
1
watch the first season.
was damn it, DJ. Damn it, man.
I thought it was in the same realm as The Boys, and I hate The Boys. So
It's hold the
it's not
You're
for
fired.
me.
Who invited this kid?
It's not for me, dude. All the grotesque shit, the scene, I don't get it.
well, okay, sure,
I don't
sure,
get it.
sure, fair.
It's
Okay,
too
I'll
much
buy it
for
on
me.
I'll give you that. It's not
But
quite
Invisible
that.
does have a lot of that.
It does have some, but it's not quite in the same way. Where like The Boys is
Nope.
trying to be absurd. Invincible
Yeah,
has like
absurd
a
and,
reason to do it.
grotesque, and I'm like no, I'm here
Yeah.
for an entertaining time, dude. I'm not.
Yeah, and Invincible is doing it on for a purpose. There's a purpose there because you're supposed to be
From the
intimidated.
clips I've seen, it's in a tasteful way, kind of like
Yes,
it's
yeah.
part of the world. Like it's brutal, not
it's not for
vulgar,
the sake of bullshit.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I get you. I get you. It's okay. I totally understand.
Dude, Tim Robinson. You guys see the Tim Robinsons in season 2?
Stop
Yeah.
it. Stop it.
Really?
The driving
Yes.
Croner. He's in season 2.
Yeah, he's in season 2.
I hope they make a little.
He's trying to make it look fake.
Wait.
Trying to do
Anyways,
something.
we also got an announcement of Borderlands getting an interactive series called Borderlands Echo Vision Live. The show is being made in partnership with Genvid Entertainment, which is also working on the in-development interactive project
I was
in
about
the
to ask that,
Silent
yeah.
Hill series. There's no details on when the show will come out, but you can read the synopsis on Genvid's website. That'll be an interesting one. I'm kind of into this whole like interactive experience thing. You know what I mean?
We haven't seen how it works yet, though.
Do
we
you
haven't
think
seen
this
the
comes out
Silent Hill
before?
one.
Oh, sorry, DJ.
Oh, I was just gonna say we haven't seen like how the Silent Hill one works yet either. So like I don't know. I'm skeptical,
Yeah.
but I
yeah.
hope it's a cool medium.
I
A
enjoy
cool
the
new
concept.
medium for people.
Do you guys think this is going to come out before or after the movie?
Well, actually, before we go there, the Borderlands movie is coming out next year. Officially was the last announcement we have here.
Like
it's
November
finally
4th?
being released August 9th,
August
2024. According to the movie's Twitter account, the film is directed by Eli Roth and stars Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Ariana Greenblatt, Florian Montaneau, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Didn't share.
Who's
anything.
Jamie Lee Curtis gonna play as?
The lady from Halloween. Because she can't fucking stop playing that.
Wait, who's Kevin Hart? Is Kevin Hart just like
The soldier.
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
I'm in.
I thought he'd be voicing
can,
Claptrap, to be honest.
No, that's Jack Black.
No.
Is that Black?
Yeah, which also
Which
makes
makes
incredible
sense.
sense. Yeah.
That makes sense.
With that said, I see it before the Borderlands movie, Garrett.
You think so? As like a hype piece?
Yeah, just like something to
Yeah,
kind of
might
like
be.
get people like into Borderlands again. Because
Nibbling
obviously
on it.
Tiny Tina's wasn't quite it because it's like the same
Dude,
universe,
it
but it's
started
not like
so strong, but then it like flopped because shitty DLC.
yeah, people are just you know what I mean? Like it's yeah, I can see beforehand just kind of get people buttered up for the movie, which I think is probably a good plan. What would make it even better is if they just release another Borderlands title, but that's fine.
Also, Devin, Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be Tannis.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's the
Yeah,
lady
that makes
from
a lot of sense.
Halloween, right?
Sure.
Shut up.
Anyways.
Go listen to Asking Alexandra or something.
Okay, all right.
Oh my
And
God,
that
here we go.
is it for our big San Diego Comic-Con announcements here. Garrick, as our like main con guy here at Good Kraken, you're the only person I'm going to ask this question to. You think these announcements for San Diego Comic-Con were like, was this a good con? Was this a good announcement run?
No, this feels like a really quite a light year actually. The fact that like Disney pulled out of like all of their panels, they ended up, I know like a lot of celebrities and such have like the cons are just going to be they're just going to be a little bit on the smaller side, on the little less impressive side this year, largely in part of the strike that we currently have going on because actors are going to be choosing to support that rather than me going to getting autographs, signing autographs and shit,
Yes,
right?
of course.
Which we would all expect them to do if we have a brain. And so this actually, and like it was really interesting because Marvel pulled out, and they usually have a lot of the really really big hitters.
And we hate pulling out here.
Yeah, we hate pulling out here. We're not about that shit. But when they pulled out of Hall H, I was just like, whoop, there goes the con season for San Diego, and this just kind of really proved it to me. That like as far as announcements go, this was just a really really light year. I think out of everything on this list, Star Wars Outlaws has created the most buzz, if that tells you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
And
Ubisoft.
well, actually, no. I will say up there, Invincibles has created quite a bit of buzz too.
Yes.
But One Piece has its buzz has mostly been criticism.
Yeah.
Um, I've really heard Continental. We've been aware of. We really just got the release date on it, so it wasn't like it just. And there wasn't. It's not like we're excited, but it's not like a super hype, sort of thing. Daryl Dixon, the world at large is burned out on The Walking Dead. Um, and I don't know. This just felt kind of unimpressive for San Diego Comic Con,
To say the
uh,
least.
to say the least. Yeah, this is the biggest con in the world, and this is all they have for us this year.
Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Well, thank you, Garrick. I appreciate that perspective. Having you be the guy that I know you were looking into wanting to go to San Diego Comic Con this year. I don't know how that fell out, but could you
We've looked
imagine?
at going a couple of times, but ultimately what actually ended up stopping us from going, my wife and myself, was that it's a very poor con experience. Actually, it's like going to Disneyland, like and expecting to do something other than waiting in line, which sours me a lot because we operate like I think we're like the second or third biggest comic convention
Salt Lake City.
in the
Yeah.
world. Uh, ours is called FanX for legal reasons.
Yep.
But I mean, we don't get like announcements and stuff like this, but like between ours and New York, it's just a better con experience.
Yeah. Sure.
This is more of like a media platform, and that's just something my wife and I weren't interested in doing. We like to go actually meet the celebrities and shit, which we can do at our con. So we'll just keep going at home.
Fair enough, my man. Fair enough. Well, speaking of some further disappointment here, Devin has a very lovely story about how disappointing some things have been lately. Devin, tell the people.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
guy.
So, in light of recent events, Blizzard promises Diablo 4 fix for heavily criticized Season 1 menu screen after some accidentally activate the Premium Battle Pass. This is coming in from Wesley Yinpool over at IGN. Diablo 4 developer Blizzard has promised a fix for a user interface issue that is causing some players to accidentally activate the Premium Battle Pass. Streamer Ruiken took to Twitter to post a clip of showing how he inadvertently activated 1,000 platinum, which is 839 euros, 999 USD, Season 1 Premium Battle Pass on Diablo 4's Battle Pass menu screen. Not only is the Activate Premium Battle Pass button close to the button used to check your season journey, but the cursor defaults to Activate Premium Battle Pass automatically on this screen. Ruicon explained that he was saving his Battle Pass unlock, obtained by either the Digital Deluxe or Ultimate editions of Diablo 4, for a future season since I don't have time to commit to this one. So, Blizzard placed the Activate Premium Battle Pass button right next to the button that you have to constantly press to check your season journey, Ruiken said. Guess what happened to me and at least 5 others on my stream? This is straight up a malicious design. End quote. Popular streamer Riker also chimed in to accuse his user interface element of being a dark pattern. In my opinion, Blizzard needs to add a confirm button or something if they don't want to be accused of using dark patterns. Simple confirm pop-up would fix this, end quote. In response to this original Twitter post, which has had over 3 million views, Diablo 4 community chief Adam Fletcher said a temporary fix is in the works that will at least ensure the cursor isn't defaulted there and will instead be defaulted on season journey. This small update is due out early the week starting July 24th, which was yesterday. While this user interface issue is more of a problem on console than it is on PC, where mouse and keyboard input make accidental menu clicks less likely, it's still worth keeping an eye out for the Activate Premium Battle Pass buttons so that you can be avoided if you want to play Diablo 4 Season 1 without paying extra. Last week, Blizzard addressed the backlash to Diablo 4's controversial nerf patch, promising a new patch to revert many of the changes it made. Despite various issues, Diablo 4 enjoyed an enormous launch that saw over 10 million people play in June. Diablo 4 is Blizzard's fastest selling game of all time and has fueled record revenue and profits for the company. If you're still playing, check out our interactive Diablo 4 map to start tracking your progress as you play.
So, Garrick, you had your hand raised earlier. I'm sure you're gonna kind of go dive into the nitty gritty here.
Yeah, I know we're gonna watch like the little clip, which is it makes me so mad. I actually uninstalled the game after I saw it. I was like, nope.
This is 15 minutes. So, do you have a sweet spot you want us to go to, or?
Oh, the clip? It should be like.
It should be like.
A minute.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll figure it out. Anyways, go on. Talk.
No, but sorry. No, I was just going to just quickly explain what a dark pattern was,
Yeah, I
if
got you
anybody,
now. I'll put in
if
step.
anybody wasn't sure. A dark pattern is when it is a common practice amongst like mobile games and mobile applications that developers use that prompt and provide people to click in certain places or in certain directions, or to open certain applications at certain times, but it doesn't provide any content or benefit to the user. It is just to generate a click to a specific direction, in this case to activate that battle pass. Another really common one is Pokemon Go will tell you like you don't have an egg incubating, which doesn't do anything for you, it just bothers you, right? Like those are dark patterns. It's a practice amongst companies and developers that does nothing, but it pushes towards monetizations, or it pushes towards something that doesn't benefit the player other than providing that click revenue.
Yeah. Okay. I found the clip. I thought you guys were talking about the one that was on the actual like embedded on the IGN page. Okay, so the clip is Rurikon coming across this and being befuddled by said moment.
No!
So he the game crashes
Bro, if
as he
that thing
tries to cancel his
activated,
transaction.
You gotta
And,
be, I have to constantly go to that fucking menu. You gotta be shitting me. I think I activated my premium battle pass.
For audio listeners here, we have a clown face on the screen.
It is. It really is.
Reloads the game. This clip is fucking
Exactly.
ridiculous,
So
man.
that you click the
Hits the
fucker,
button.
bro.
Cues
So
in.
dude, it's fucked up. Dude, on
game
PC,
actually
it
just
like
crashed.
so
I
on
hope it
console,
crashed,
it when you transition to that menu, that's
Like,
where the
if that's
icon
a one-click
started.
activation, fuck you, dude.
On
So
PC,
gross.
when you transition to the menu, the mouse snaps.
Right there.
Really?
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
If you go to the season journey, it will snap down from season journey and snap down.
What a fucking scam,
That's
dude.
disgusting. That's fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
I literally I uninstalled the game and I was like,
What
nope, I'm not doing
an
that shit. That's fucked up.
actual
Yeah.
Fucking scam.
Yeah. This-
I was like, y'all, I'll keep eyes and you guys can fix your shit and I'll come back later. But that is one of the most uncool things I think I've ever seen, because I bought the Ultimate Edition and I don't want to use my Battle Pass because I'm unhappy with the balance changes with this season. I'm very, very, very displeased with the state of the game right now. They didn't do anything to they shit all over everything. They nerfed every fucking thing, and this season sucks. Like, fuck this game right now. Like I know I reviewed this highly, and I like the base game, great, but like they're treating it as a live service, and they're fucking up. It's bad.
Yeah.
Like there was a direct quote from one of the developers that said, "We know this is bad. We know this isn't fun." And yet they continue to design the game in ways that harm the player base. What the fuck are you doing, Blizzard?
Devin, have you touched Diablo since a while back?
Nope.
Great. DJ, what about you?
I mean, like, I think we all were, like, played in the beginning. Like, all of us really enjoyed the experience that Diablo 4 gave us. And now I'm seeing all this stuff. Like, I was gonna hop back into this new season, and then I heard about the nerfs, and I was
Okay.
like, I don't know if I really want to. And then
Yeah.
now this, I really don't want to, because that is absurd. I don't think there's nothing in the world that can justify that design in a video game. Nothing. Like I see under this post that Rurikon posted on Twitter, I see a lot of people trying to defend this. Like, oh, it's just $10. It's just why are you
they're
crying?
just like, oh, you're just
like,
activating it. You already paid for it. That's not the fucking point.
that's not the point. You are robbing people of their choice. Even though, like, okay, yes, this person is probably like a more experienced player and they're playing, but like when you're playing, you're just playing the game. You're focused on playing the game. You're not worried about your battle pass until you get the rewards from it. That's when you cash in. There's nowhere should he be checking his battle pass progress if he doesn't have it. He doesn't need to. So like the fact that he was doing some simple commands using his controller, and then it immediately goes into activate battle pass, that's fucked up. Because he was, again, like in the article, he stated that he was saving it for another season in hopes that Blizzard would at least turn the game around into a state it is playable, and that would remind him of him first booting up, all of us first booting up the game on launch, how great the game is, right? So this is just, there's nothing you can do to defend this. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. This is just dumb. It's stupid, and it's very malicious. And I have Diablo 4 uninstalled.
Damn, Jesus Christ. Devin, do you feel like you're going to jump back in anytime soon? Are you on the same boat as these guys?
I'm not going to jump back in until my friends jump back into this game. I played 2 characters, got them really high level, completed the story. I don't really have a need and want to play right now. Ever since everything got nerfed, my attention span to this game has just been forfeited and gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I was hoping to hop back in with you guys after Final Fantasy was done, and
I think we all were hoping to hop back in for the season.
yeah, bummer. You know what I mean? DJ, what's up?
Is the new class out, or is that another thing?
Oh, that was yes, it is out, and that's for Diablo Immortal.
Oh, okay.
Even
I thought it was for
worse.
this. I was like, damn.
Even fucking worse,
I was like,
dude.
okay, so like maybe they were nerfing everything to make this new class look cool. But no, they're just nerfing everything because people are having too much fun, I guess.
Yeah, just
Um,
nerfed the fun right out of that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Just right
I
out
don't
of
even
that
see
bitch.
what the
Literally.
goal of that is. Like,
I want to
if we
feel
put it-
powerful.
Like
Yeah.
let's put ourselves in corporate shoes for like a few seconds. I know they're nasty, but let's put ourselves in the
bro
shoes.
shoes.
So like if we were like, let's nerf the fuck out of the players, why is there no other incentive as to like why they're doing that? Like, oh, you can buy upgrades or something, or there's a new system in place, where they can get money off of the players. Like, they want to feel powerful again. Here's a little thing. But this is just, they're nerfing it for no reason. What's with the changes? Who was complaining? Who was complaining about the game?
Not
like,
a single person.
there are
Not a
some
single
classes,
person has played it.
there was three class setups where it was just immensely overpowered. Like, you didn't have to do anything. But that's kind of part of Diablo, right? Like, there's always going to be that class that just fucking wrecks havoc. Some people don't even want to play that way because they think it's boring.
Yeah.
In any case, some class setups felt too weak even before the nerfs. So like making that shit weaker is just like, well, I have to play the overpowered build. I have to play as this build with this setup and these items, and I have to grind all over again.
Which is
It's
funny because
terrible.
I saw a number of posts over the course of this past week from people that were basically like, oh, they just did it so that you can't just wipe a boss in 30 seconds anymore. And I'm like,
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Well, I was like,
That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to achieve.
And
It's
that's-
called min-maxing.
Well, also, it's like you did that at the cost of not being able to wipe anything in 30 seconds. Like, that's fucking egregious, Devin.
Not only that, it's like Path of Exile 2 trailer drops, looks good. Diablo 4 goes, let's make it so everybody wants to play that game instead.
Yeah, right.
We're
I'm
fucking-
real fucking quick behind
And, like,
Path of
free-to-play
Exile, I'll
game.
tell you that.
Yeah.
And to what Garrick said, you know, those people who have that point, that's the, or not the point, but like that argument, you are probably part of the 1% of players that like go throughout the game, like grind the fuck out of this game, like 10%.
Well,
Right.
I can't view this game from a casual perspective.
Right.
I put 100 hours into a single character that is now dog shit,
Yep.
unplayable.
Yep.
They nerfed his damage output by 40%.
Yep.
Right. And to like that counter argument to what you were saying, right? Okay, they nerfed the 10% of players, but those nerfs affect the other 90% that barely have time to play the game, that have that 9 to 5, they come home, or like, you know, they have that job and like they come home and they want to play Diablo for 1 to 2 hours, and now they can't even get through a dungeon without dying like 2 or 3 times
Right.
because they can't clear anything. It helps nobody. The nerfs help no one.
Hulk Brogan in chat's his character sunsetting. You just gotta start that new
It's
character.
crazy. It's like
Look
I
for
stopped
that.
playing. It's like I stopped playing a game called Destiny when they started sunsetting, getting rid of all the content that I paid for.
When you rob your players of their choice, and when you rob the players of the value of their time, which is literally the whole reason people play video games, like, you're gonna lose player base.
Yep, 100%. Hulk Brogan, I did not say it was good. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. It's fucking egregious as shit, man. I know. It's a bummer. We'll get back to it whenever we get back to it. Whenever the fuck ActiBliz decides that they want to stop, you know, shoveling for money.
That'll happen once Microsoft can fully acquire them and deal with the CMA.
Phil Spencer has to
We'll
clean it up
see.
himself.
We'll see.
Like,
Yeah,
he actually has to go
he's
to the office, like,
that's
you're fired. You're fired.
yeah.
You
That's
fuck
gonna
out.
completely depend on whether or not Phil Spencer has the balls to just wipe these hoes. Just nerf ActiBliz the way they've nerfed Diablo 4. You know what I mean?
Used to their own
Phil Spencer
medicine.
needs to go Oppenheimer on Active Blizzard. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs to.
Jesus Christ.
Oppenheimer in 3D.
Jesus Christ, DJ. Go fucking A, man. I don't know how much longer Phil's going to be in a job. Unfortunately, it's kind of true. Unfortunately, thank you, Hulk Brogan. Well, that's a conversation for another day. I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but there's people talking. There's people talking, unfortunately. But we'll get to that another time. In the meantime, Devin, we're a little bit there, so we're just gonna skim right over our ad break here. So Devin, what are we doing next, my man?
Well, I put out the cigarette. I tell everybody
Okay.
those next.
Oh
No fucking way, dude.
no, man.
Screen cap
That's-
that though.
Four
times.
Four
Dude, he's gonna throw his computer. He's gonna do something. He's gonna regret.
That's the fourth crash. The fourth crash he's experienced in an hour. This man's gonna.
Yeah. He says he's gonna call it a night, and I respect that decision.
I respect
that
that
is
decision, yeah.
respectfully, sir.
We love you, Devin.
We
Please.
understand. We
Yeah, most of it we
100% understand, my man. Here, we'll just turn
We're
this
sorry,
into a
dude.
3.
Goddamn.
We'll just go ahead and we'll just move Devin on.
Don't break your computer, Devin. We love you.
We'll just move him to AFK. There we go. There we go. That's we'll just do that for now. That's okay.
His computer hates him or something, dude. That was timed. Like that was his.
Dude, it
Yeah, that was rough.
waited. It waited, bro. It was
It
like,
waited, like,
yeah. What are we
It
going
was
to?
clean. Like Devin could have had any speech in between like the whole talking points,
Literally. And
but once he decides to speak again, it's like that, dude. It's like no.
Yep. I fucking hate that. I
Wow.
fucking hate that for him. Well, anyways, I guess DJ, you can tell us what we're doing next.
Well, if you don't want to end up like Devin, you gotta protect your neck. Because we're heading to the gallows.
Rough.
The gallows.
Too soon?
Guys, for the gallows today, your boy has finally finished Final Fantasy 16. Now, I understand this game has been out for a while. And I've been burning through this bitch. I just been trying it, man. Just like 2 hours here, 4 hours here, 8 hours here. It's been a journey. It's been a very, very journey. But I am very proud to announce that I have done it. I have finished a la FF16, and I'm here tonight to tell you guys all about this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All about this goddamn game. So, Final Fantasy 16, ladies and gentlemen. We start off with our main character, Clive, in the world of Valisthea, on a continent called Storm, in a city called Rosaria.
Okay.
And we have a fully grown Clive who is with a team of 3 other gentlemen that are traveling their way through a canyon. Oh, I guess Devin is coming back. God damn it, man. If I have to adjust these goddamn scenes one more time. Jesus Christ. There. Hi, Devin. Nope, never
he's
mind.
gone.
All right. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
I think that was his computer coming back on.
Yeah,
he was
maybe.
still in
It could have
Discord,
been.
yeah,
It could have been.
so.
We are with 3 other gentlemen, and these 4, this ragtag team of 4, are traveling through a canyon on their way to assassinate someone that they've been ordered to assassinate by the king. And things fall out from there, where we suddenly get a flashback of Clive as a young boy. He is a probably 15-year-old boy being trained in combat, and this was their kind of way of introducing the combat system in Final Fantasy 16, which is something I'll get into a little bit later. But it is very high-paced, and so it has to have a bit of a thorough a tutorial to kind of teach you all the mechanics of the things that you're about to get into. And in the midst of this, we get a story about a younger Clive who is the shield, which is the personal protector of his younger brother, Joshua, who is known to be what is called a dominant. And dominants are people on the planet that have been selected by gods to be able to turn into those gods. So effectively, Attack on Titan.
It's fucking wild.
Yes, it's fucking wild, man. Along with these dominants, there are people called bears, and bears are people that at birth are blessed specifically by these gods to have very specific control of elemental powers that they can summon utilizing crystals. And crystals in this world are mined from these massive mountain-sized crystals that are sitting behind very specific 6 cities called mother crystals. And these crystals are mined from there for people to use as sort of tools in order for them to do their everyday jobs, you know, function in their lives. They use them to light fires. They use them to, you know, water plants, things like that. Others use them for combat. In this case with Clive, he is one of those ones as the personal shield of Joshua the Prince. You have some background where you find out that Clive's mother is a total fucking asshole. And she is, I don't know the phrase for it, speciesist towards bears. Come to find out, bears in this world are actually enslaved. They are an enslaved people because those who cannot
I haven't heard about that.
bear magic are terrified of the people that can bear magic. And so we get very, very long story I'm trying to boil down here. Okay, very, very long story trying to boil down here. We have one fateful night where the Duke of Rosaria, the father of Clive and Joshua, says that they have to perform a ritual in order for Joshua's, as a dominant, to beehole, basically. In order for him to be dubbed, you know, the prince of this kingdom, he has to perform this ritual. On the night of this ritual, they're attacked by an enemy village, basically, an enemy kingdom, in the night, and their entire, like, unit gets slaughtered, basically. The Dutch of Rosaria gets murdered. A bunch of people get murdered. All their knights get murdered. You have a dope ass fight scene against a dragoon. That's really fucking cool. But then Joshua, as a dominant, turns into Phoenix, which is the icon, which are the names of the gods. He turns into Phoenix and can't control it and starts attacking his own people. In the midst of trying to get him to stop, Clive, not realizing that he can do it, also turns into an icon known as Ifrit, and he fights his own brother. In the midst of all this, neither of them can control it, and Clive ends up murdering his own brother. Not realizing that he did, because he cannot control it, he believes that it was someone else that did it, because he was perceiving it from this third-person perspective. So he murders his brother, and he basically gets taken by the enemy kingdom in order for him to be enslaved by the king, to be the king's personal assassin, to do whatever the Crystalline Dominion wants him to do, which is the name of the place. Yeah, you can note that too, DJ. We fast forward 15 years to where we are in present day, in the beginning of the game, and things take off from there. This game is everything I wanted Final Fantasy 16 to be. And I want to start off by saying blatantly that right off the cuff here. I thoroughly believe that this was the God of War 2018 that the Final Fantasy franchise needed. Because everything about this game is epic. Epic, 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 epic. The gameplay is a, like, linear sandbox world. You travel to different cities and you get, like, sort of a mini map, but all these maps are interconnected to, like, the other areas and cities that you have to go to in the game, like, individually. But the combat is where the game really, really shines a whole lot. The combat in this is way more Devil May Cry than it is Final Fantasy 15. It's smoother, it's more aggressive, it's way more fast paced. When you run into enemies in the world, you just go into combat with them. And that's like one of the coolest things ever. As a very, very long time Final Fantasy fan, that's something that we've always wanted smoothly in a Final Fantasy game, which they started kind of touching on in Final Fantasy 15. They definitely started touching on in Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and this, I feel like, capitalized on it. The combat and the gameplay works phenomenally well with this sort of, like, Game of Thrones-esque world that we're kind of tossed into, where everyone is sort of clamoring for their share of the pie. And having this sort of, like, high-paced action in the combat is just one of the best decisions they could have made for longtime Final Fantasy fans in every way, shape, and form. The game is beautiful. The settings are fucking stunning, especially playing this on PS5. Like, the lighting in this is nuts. There were times that, like, I would want to look at one of the swords that I just crafted or bought in the gleaming sunlight just to see how cool it looked. The textures on everybody's armor and clothing look insane. Hair looks like hair in this. You can see people's pores. Like, it's just nuts. I do have some caveats in regards to, like, the graphics and, like, the character animations and stuff, but we'll get there. This game is rated M for mature, because it is very adult. This game is, like, way more Game of Thrones than like I think people are willing to really admit. The first like 4 hours of this game has like two people fucking, like two different couples fucking, and they're just openly admitting like wanting to fuck each other, and they're like stark ass naked. It is wild. Like this is the Final Fantasy that I've been fucking needing in my life, man. I tell you what. I guess the big thing that I want to talk about is the combat being when you're Clive is great, but every boss fight in this game, every major boss fight in this game, is effectively a fight against one of the icons. So you're fighting multiple gods over the course of this game. And in the process of fighting these gods, you're not just little old human Clive. You're actively turning into Ifrit, as Clive is getting reins around how he is a dominant and how he can actively transform into Ifrit, and he's trying to practice it and figure out how to do it. And the storyline of his progress as a dominant is one of the dopest fucking things I've ever seen in a video game. Because, you know, like I talked about with God of War Ragnarok, Eric, how like I was like, I need this game to have scale, right? Like I need it to feel huge. I need every single fight to feel like that dragon fight in 2018 God of War. Like I need more of that, right? And God of War Ragnarok had some of it. This, funny enough, had more than God of War Ragnarok did. Because this game, almost every single boss fight in this game is a kaiju fight, where you are turning into this massive fucking fire beast called the Infernal Icon. How fucking cool is that name? The Infernal Icon. And you are actively murdering gods throughout a course of this game. Like you are killing gods, people turned into gods in their dominant form. And you're just taking them out one by fucking one so that Clive can suck up their abilities. He takes their blessings when they die, and you now use them as abilities actively in the combat of the game. So when the first icon you fight is Garuda, and that's very loosely in like a lot of the demo stuff. Garuda is like the first one that you fight. When you defeat her, you get these massive claws that you can like do this ability move where you like strike enemies like 80 times with these fucking claws. But there's also an ultimate move for each one of these icon blessings. And Garuda, you can throw a tornado out, and this tornado follows enemies around and makes their stagger go down so that you can capitalize on an even bigger move and do more damage. There's another one for an enemy or a blessing called Ramu, which is another Final Fantasy god, where you throw a lightning spear in the air and a massive thunderbolt strikes down on all the enemies in the arena. You know, it's things like that, and all those abilities are time clocked, so it's not like you're just milking it and then you can't use it for the rest of the fight. If the fight drags on for a while, you can use the moves multiple different times as long as you have progressed in the story to unlock those abilities. The combat in this I keep going back to it because this game is just, the combat in this is what sold me the fucking most here, because the combat is so much fun in this. And I know that like you guys have probably seen a lot of people dismay the combat a lot and say that the game's too easy, or it's not as cool as I want it to be. Fuck them, because this is like some of the coolest.
We were talking about this. You were showing the little clip from Twitter, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the combat in this is so much fucking fun, boys. It's so much goddamn fun. And if the massive
boss fights are crazy,
if the massive fucking icon kaiju fights aren't enough to fucking get you, the like really, really fucking fluid, fun, like high action combat in this is gonna do it as well. The story obviously is a Game of Thrones sort of like epic, where, you know, this kingdom wants this kingdom's mother crystal, this kingdom wants to fight this fucking guy, and this kingdom is really, really poor, so they're just kind of like hanging out on their own and doing their thing while trying to not get destroyed by the other kingdom that isn't really, really poor. There's all sorts of weird politics that are sort of like interweaving in the story amongst there. But the end of this game was magnificent. Because there's one boss fight in this game that I was like, I don't know how the fuck they're gonna top this. You know what I mean? I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do this. And it is a boss fight that when you figure out who you're fighting, if you're a longtime Final Fantasy fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you're fighting it, you're like, there's no fucking way they're gonna top this. But the ending actually fucking tops it. The final boss of a Final Fantasy game is always sort of this like main stake art piece that you're fighting this like creature that has like 5 different fucking forms, and you've been fighting it for an hour and a half already, and you're like, oh my god, my thumbs hurt. It's like that. It's like fucking that. This game has been absolutely incredible. I had such an amazing fucking time with this. I am open for questions, boys. What do you need to know? What do you need to know in order for me to sell this to you?
DJ, do you have anything? I have.
I do. I have a few, little small ones, and then I'll let you interrogate or no.
Okay.
So as a person who's not really into the Final Fantasy games, I mean, I gave 15 a shot, but it couldn't hold me.
Okay.
So would you say like there's enough evolution from 15 that it's worth to try to jump back into this game in the series?
So in order for me to answer that, I have to ask you a question first. What is it about 15 that didn't grab you?
There's a lot of walking. There's a lot of downtime in between fights. Is plenty of downtime, and I guess the tone of the game didn't lend itself for me to be like, oh, I need to go and do this right now. You know what I mean? The lighthearted tone made me feel like I could, but do I want to?
Sure,
you know,
sure.
So I guess that was my issues with 15. Was like it felt too, I guess it felt too open. Like everything felt too open in a literal and in a physical sense, and in like an emotional sense, where I'm like, I could do it, but I don't know if I really want to. Do I want to grind this? Do I want to go drive this far to do the side quest?
So I can answer that. Knowing that, I can definitely answer this. So firstly, I want to mention there is a fast travel system in this that is magnificent. There is a fast travel. You can fast travel to multiple different things called obelisks, and these obelisks are placed just right outside of cities, and that fast load on PS5, and I'm assuming what you would get on PC as well, makes it silky fucking smooth. If you need to go someplace to do this quest, or you need to go someplace to do this side mission, you're there in a fucking flash. Like it's the crux of like the PS5 thing, where like I hardly had time to text people back while actively playing this game. Like even on like loading screens, they were only like 7 seconds long, and I would be like dropped right back into the game. Like, oh fuck, okay, and I'm like putting my phone back down again. It's also the concerns about Final Fantasy 15 being very open, and the travel time, the downtime in it is alleviated. One, because the maps and the areas aren't quite as ginormous as 15's was in like anywhere in comparison. Also, two, you get a series of side missions in this game, a good hearty amount of side quests that you can do in this. They're not by any means required. There are some, and they're shown by a little green bubble thing with like a exclamation mark on them. There are some side missions that actually will up some of the. It'll give you perks effectively, where if you do this side mission, it'll increase your healing potion inventory. If you do this side mission, it will increase how effective those potions are when they heal you. There's ones that unlock some really, really good weapons in the game. I spent probably an extra 6 hours doing that quest line just so I could get the best sword in the game, the Goder Damarung. It's fucking great. It's a fucking good sword, man. It looks sick as shit.
Hell of a name.
Twilight of the Gods, man. Twilight of the Gods. It's Swedish, I believe. And one of those missions is getting a chocobo as a mount. And once you get that chocobo as a mount, the travel time in between areas is like drastically reduced. Like I spent, after I got that chocobo, I probably spent maybe a third of the amount of time walking around the world than I was before I got that fucking chocobo. And it's like easier. You just hold down R3, chocobo comes out of the wilderness, you hop on its back, and he's like, let's go. Oh god, what the fucking bird's name? It's the delicious jelly dessert ambrosia.
No, yeah.
He named the chocobo ambrosia. He's like, let's go ambrosia, and then you're just like, you're holding the right trigger and you're taking off. And those, I'm sure, speeds up the process a little bit of what you're talking about. What I will say too, Final Fantasy 15's combat is nowhere near as fast as this combat is, because in Final Fantasy 15 you're kind of button mashing and you're kind of allowing your party members to kind of do some other things, and then you're teaming up with them, and then you kind of back off, and then you come in, you know, real fast again, and hit and kind of back off again. This is like, you're controlling your guy and your guy only, and because of such, it moves into this very Devil May Cry thing, where you're like, hit, jump, smash, hit, claws, ability, spell, jump, smash, hit, thrust, and like, it's like really, really fucking fast, especially when you start getting like a good handle of like how the combat controls work and how they like work together in tandem with each other. You're gonna have a fucking good time. Like, if you've ever played a Devil May Cry style game, whether it's Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, any game like that, it's like that. Where it's like, yeah, it's really, really fast paced there. I would say, yeah, this is totally worth picking up. Even if you didn't have a good time with Final Fantasy 15, the story in this, it has way more to be invested in. The pace of things is way fucking faster. The combat is gonna sell you a majority of the selling that you need is going to be in the combat already. It's just going to move you from there. So yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Another like gripe I had with 15, I guess. How is the scaling in this new installment? Because I felt like I don't know. I guess it's a thing in these JRPGs where it's like, if you go somewhere you're not really supposed to, it's just like these high ass level enemies, right? Just to deter you. Me personally, I don't really like that, because if you give me an open world and I want to explore, I don't want to feel like I am burdened and I guess punished for trying to explore. So is that still prevalent here? Are there like places where you can't go at a certain level, or is it a little bit more streamlined to where like everything's like closer to your level and it's progressing as you're progressing through either the story or your character's level?
Yeah, it is way more streamlined. So when I say that this game is linear, it's linear as fuck. It sort of carries you into areas that have enemies that are going to be close to your like level. And so you're not really going to run into enemies that are going to be whooping your fucking ass left and right because you traveled somewhere that you weren't expecting to travel, until you get to hunts. And hunts are a mechanic that they put into this this Final Fantasy that wasn't another Final Fantasy, but wasn't quite as sick as this one is, where effectively you do monster hunter missions. And you have one like big fucking badass creature that has this like sort of buffed up fucking variant of a regular creature that you can kind of run into in the regular world, and you go and you have to face off against it, and you get big rewards for doing this, and they scale on difficulty. However, once you unlock them, if you go to the place where they are, you fight them. And they're like on a locked level. So if you like unlock them at level, like, I think it's like 17 or something that you unlock the first one, and you go to where it's at and you run into a level 31, it's level 30 and you're going to get your ass beat. But there's only 25 of them. And so it's not like the whole world is littered with them. But you get 25 good solid ones, and they will beat your ass. I had to hunt a good fucking amount of them to unlock the weapons and stuff that I wanted in this game. And one of them is this fucking dragon called Svarog. And this thing wiped my fucking ass for like a good like 30 minutes, dude. Like I used all my potions on this motherfucker, and like he was a pain in the ass. But 99% of the game outside of that, yeah, your fighting things are going to be around your level where you are. You will sometimes run into a thing where like there'll be a couple levels ahead of you because you went there and like maybe didn't do enough side quests or something. You just do a couple of side quests, level up, climb a little bit, and then you're gold. And it's like, and that's like the only time really that like you have to do that. It's just when you're kind of falling behind. Once you get to like level like 25, you don't really need to do that anymore. Like most of the rest of the game is dropping you into areas that the enemies are going to naturally be what you are, just carrying the fucking like main mission quest. So yeah, I hope that's more than enough to kind of get you settled there. Yeah. So
gives a good idea.
Garrick, your questions.
Yes. Oh, okay. So my first question is, this is all. I think this whole interview is just kind of interesting because DG and I aren't Final Fantasy guys, which is why we were really hoping Devin's computer wasn't going to do whatever the fuck it decided to do.
Right.
So with that in mind, I was just curious: do you have to have played any previous Final Fantasy games to experience this game, or is it a wholly independent experience?
It is absolutely 100% its own universe. So there are theories that it shares like universes with there's like some Final Fantasy games that like have crystals involved that people theorize are like an interconnected universe that's just on like a different part of the timeline. But this one, the developers had confirmed that is not the case. This is its own independent universe. You don't need any backstory in any of the others, and that is for what it is. The delivery of some callbacks to prior games, as far as little Easter eggs, things like that. Sure. And there's not like a plethora of them. It's not like some massive fucking fan service sort of experience. There's just little tiny things. Like there's a place called Final Sin, which is the place where you fight the final boss of Final Fantasy X. There's like names that carry over into every Final Fantasy game, like Sid, Chocobo, things like that. They're just sort of within the Final Fantasy mass universe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're Final Fantasy canon regardless of where else it is.
Right, exactly. So you don't need any background story to get into this. It's solely independent, and it explains the story beautifully in order for you to kind of comprehend what's going on within the first couple of hours. Like, so you're gold.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. If there was one thing about this game that you feel would be highly deterring to new players, fans or not fans regardless, what would it be?
So yeah, two things. One serious one and one one. One, there are moments where the character animations are not very good. There's moments where like it looks fucking excellent. Like when you
say the character animations, are you meaning like the way they move?
Yeah, kind of, but more so specifically the way their mouth moves when they're talking.
Okay, so
because
animations and stuff.
Yeah, the cutscenes look magnificent. So there's like cutscenes, like intermediary cutscenes, and then gameplay cutscenes, right? In the like cutscenes, it's beautiful. It's fucking gorgeous. Like these characters look fucking legit, man. In the intermediary cutscenes, their character actions and movement and stuff are like fluid, but it looks like the graphical fidelity of the regular gameplay cutscenes. The gameplay cutscenes, they like reduce themselves a little bit, where their mouths go and they say words.
They do like the classic JRPG crap.
Yeah, and it's not all the time. It's not all the time. But when it does happen, you're like, oh God, like what? I didn't even. You said an F word, and I didn't even see your lip go inside your mouth. You know what I mean? Like things like that. So, we're like, yeah, DJ.
It's like it's not all the time. So you're saying like if you're going up for like a side quest, you know, you see that, but then also it's in other aspects of the game. Like what do you mean by it? It happens only sometimes. Like, is there
So
like
it's when they're pronouncing specific types of words. It's like where like they weren't able to animate specific mouth movements, so they just gave up. It's like that where like they couldn't animate the ooh mouth shape, so they were like O's or like F's. You know, like when you like the things you do with your lips. So they just said, "Fuck it, just make their mouth open."
okay. Okay.
Like, it's like that. Now, again, that's just a joke, you. That was just like a personal grievance that I had where I was like, God damn it, you guys should have just like went the extra step. They didn't. Whatever. It's not a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
The one that I do feel like might be a little bit some of the main questline missions, as well as a good handful of the side quest stuff, make Clive, the main character, feel a little bit like an errand boy, where you're kind of doing a lot of fetch missions. You're doing a lot of like little tiny like
5 chickens.
pretty much where it's like, hey,
I hate fetch quests.
yeah, it's like, hey, like this guy, I haven't heard from him in a week. Can you go fucking check on him? He's 3 towns over in the desert and got attacked by a giant fucking bird that shoots lightning out of its ass, right? And so you're like, okay, cool. You go, you see him, he's bloody. You're like, oh, help. And then you like fight a fucking thing for like 2 minutes. It's dead. And then the screen cuts to black. And then he's like, hello. Without his mouth actually moving. Now, with that said, that isn't a majority of the missions. It's not even half the missions, but it's enough of the missions in the beginning of the game that you kind of have to like tell yourself, like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Like, Final Fantasy games are pretty long. I put 56 hours on the time clock for this, and I beat the game. I didn't even complete the game. I didn't 100% the motherfucker. I ran credits, okay? Final Fantasy games are long. If you're 10 hours in saying, this is kind of boring, you haven't fucking seen it yet. You haven't seen it yet. You have to go a little bit further, okay?
Damn,
Like,
Which is what I did with
10
Final
hours?
Fantasy X, I think.
oh, and 10, yeah, 10's real egregious with that. Well, what I will say is they do make it better where like the first 2 hours of the game are the demo that people raved about. Because that was that the demo is the opening 2 hours of the game, and that's when you have the icon fight between you and your brother. So it starts out sick as shit.
Oh, so you're just wetting your lips a
You're
little
just
bit.
like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, oh fuck, like this is what this game's doing, huh? This is it, huh? And then it like simmers down a bit for a while, and then it picks back up, and then it's just fucking roller coaster all the way up fucking hill from there, my friend. So. With that said, any other questions, gentlemen?
Sorry, I had one, but my fucking cat was.
You're furry, a little asshole. Yeah,
So-
yeah, I know it happens.
Well, how you picked about like
He's just
Hoist her over, dude. She was in the way. Dude,
furry little asshole. Man.
she's been quite. She's living up to her fucking reputation today. God, I did have another question. What the fuck? Let me get my thoughts back together.
Think on that really quick. What I do want to say is, even though some of these side quests are very fetch missiony, and some of them are very errand shit for some friend that is a friend of you, the other ones are so good that it like almost makes up for how fetchy some of these other quests are. Like, there's some side quests in this that are really, really thorough and have things that happen that expand a little bit on a specific character's, like, backstory. And those ones make the side missions feel a little bit more warranted. Like, you want to kind of experience some of these stories. Like, you'll end up having a character that you're like, I like that character. That character speaks to me. There's some side mission that will be available for you to follow some story chain that you can get some further deeper backstory with that character. And that is more than enough to kind of make up for that. Along with that too, though, they don't dump the lore down your fucking throat. You're not having to like take on a whole bunch of fucking information at once. There's a really cool thing that they do in this game where during any cutscene whatsoever, whether it's a gameplay cutscene, intermediary, or full-on cutscene, you can hit the touchpad on the PS5 controller or whatever that is the equivalent to on PC, and it'll open up a lore page where anything that is involving that specific scene, you can read some quick lore behind it that's updated constantly throughout the game. So if they're in Rosaria and they're talking about Waloed, the city that's off to the east, and they're talking about a girl named Benedicta, then you can hit the touch pad on your controller. It'll open up a window that says Rosaria, Benedicta, Waloed, and you can scroll your cursor over there, and it'll give you a quick 1-paragraph snippet updated of what the backstory is about Rosaria. And then same thing with Waloed, and the same thing with Benedicta. So you're not getting shoved a whole bunch of story in your fucking face. You can kind of pick and choose when you want to actively be invested into the lore deeper than what they're giving you already. Because the lore does get a little bit bombacious in the second half of the game, I'll tell you that. It gets a little bit weird. When it gets to the point of like, holy fuck, I'm fighting gods, that's when it's like, gets a little bit hairy. So, Garrett, did you think of anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to ask, like you mentioned earlier, that this felt very Game of Thrones. And I was just curious, like, were you comparing it to Game of Thrones in terms of like pacing and dialogue, or like the tone of the show, or like what about it reminded you of Game of Thrones, or just its matureness?
Yes. So tone and politics. So there's a lot of this kingdom used to be friends with this kingdom, and now they're stabbing them in the back because they want their crystals. There's a lot of, I know that guy, he is a lead knight for this kingdom, and he's here because he wants to take over this town and turn it into a military town. You know, like there's things like that. There's a lot of active moving pieces that are happening in the story that make the world feel more alive. Like the politics are really where it's at as far as being comparable to Game of Thrones, but also the idea too of like the battling and stuff. Even though you're fighting creatures and it's a Final Fantasy game, is pretty fairly fucking violent. Like there's moments where you're just like striking a fucking dude down. During the opening scenes when you're killing your brother uncontrollably, you put a fucking hand through his chest. Like it's like there's like shit like that happens. But then the tone is darker. It's heavier. The story feels heavy because you are being introduced to the story of a man who is effectively trying to find the person who murdered his brother 15 years ago, because he doesn't realize that it was him that did it. You know what I mean? So like if you take that tone, that emotion there, and let that carry through the story, that's where it really doubles down on things, where like it just feels heavier than any other Final Fantasy, besides arguably 7, because 7 is like real fucked up. 7's real fucked up. Let's just be real. But this one feels heavy. It feels like the world is alive and moving and actively doing things. Like it has some scenes of like meanwhile, you know, and then it shows you a cutscene of like things that are happening in the story that like while Clive is doing this is happening in the Crystal Dominion. So it does kind of feel like you're watching Game of Thrones in that sense. But it just, because all these things are happening at once, where this kingdom is fighting this kingdom while you're over here on the other side of the continent, those things feel Game of Thronesy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so like it really like it ties into like the politics and the way the story kind of propels itself and what it's like what the like the source material is really about. Oh, so interesting. So you mentioned this was like this is much more mature, and like you kind of, so does 7 still kind of hold up as like the most fucked up story, or do you think this trumps that?
That's a good question, actually.
I the only reason that is definitely a very personal question. I really enjoy dark, nitty gritty stories, like shit that's kind of on the bleak side. I really enjoy like that in like video games and like anime and TV shows and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that leans more towards that, or like, you know, or does 7 still take the cake?
I think 7 still takes the cake because 7 is, like I said, pretty fucked up. I mean, like you're really gonna like from an objective perspective here.
Yeah.
7 being about a guy who's like lied himself into a different identity for his entire fucking life, entire adult life, basically, and is now trying to, you know, save the world by being a, you know, eco-terrorist, effectively, and then falls into fighting God. This is effectively it. And people are being murdered everywhere. It's a super fucked up story. 16 starts fucked up and then starts to feel much more like an epic. Where like it like the because the progression
okay.
of the story of like how things line up with like Clive being a dominant and you fighting other dominants, it stops feeling like, oh, this is like super fucked up. It starts to feel like, no, like I'm on a quest as a guy who can turn into a god that needs to murder other gods. You know what I mean? It like starts to feel like Attack on Titan. It starts to feel like a super epic fucking anime where they're on an adventure, they have a goal, they have a mission, and that goal keeps changing because this bad guy was not actually the bad guy. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. So it does still feel Final Fantasy to its core. But the fucked up in this is just how they're willing to go places that other Final Fantasies were never willing to go. Like the fact that there's like 7 sex scenes in this fucking game is incredible. There's like
how many?
Okay.
7.
For
There's
research
7
purposes?
scenes that you get of people just
Where can I buy this game?
fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. That's fucking great. The fact they didn't shy away from just like showing people being straight fucking stabbed by a sword. You know what I mean? Like they're like having heads be lobbed off. Like they just go places in this one that they were refusing to go in other Final Fantasy games to keep it on that teen rating. And I think them deciding like, no, we can go mature for this was a beautiful decision because they knew, it feels like they just kind of knew Final Fantasy fans are grown up now. Like they knew their
Like,
demographic.
yeah, we're ready to tell this kind of story.
Yes, because our fan base is ready to have this kind of story. You know what I mean? And them doubling down on that was the best decision they could possibly make, in my humble opinion, sirs. So, with that said, gentlemen, have I sold you? Have I done it? Have I done the deed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'm actually gonna end up doing for myself is I will probably go watch, for now at least, a no commentary like playthrough because I don't own a PlayStation 5, so I can kind of get the story experience because it sounds epic enough that I think I want to watch it play out. At least for like the fights and stuff, because I'm very interested about like the whole concept of being a dominant and like and transforming into like a god and like the big battles and stuff. Like that was my big draw for this one, and it sounds like it serves a really big important function in this game. So I just want to see what it looks like.
Okay, fair enough. I can totally 100% get that. What I can do for you very quickly before we move on is I can give you a quick glimpse of what icon fighting looks like in this game by showing you this very quick snippet of the demo that was released that you guys can play right now on PlayStation 5 for free. This icon fight here, and I'll drop this into the Twitch video for you guys to kind of watch there. We have Ifrit, our big boy that we turn into, Clive turns into, Phoenix, the big fiery bird that is your brother, and you trying to whoop his fucking ass.
You trying to beat his ass.
And we move here to when it kind of gives you a brief explanation of how to control Phoenix. And we have a downward tunnel battle happening, a la Lord of the Rings, Gandalf fighting the Balrog. And you're actively shooting fireballs at this other god demon fucking thing.
Fucking crazy, dude.
And while it's charging up a big fireball that you have to dodge, you're controlling all this. This is fucking incredible, boys. I'm telling you. You're gonna have a goddamn.
That just looks so ridiculously fucking beautiful,
doesn't it?
Yeah,
doesn't
that
it?
looks super. That like people can even dream about this like 10 years ago.
I'm
like,
telling you, man.
Like if you could think about this, like there's no way. If you showed this to someone, a gamer in like 2015, they'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Bro, I'm telling you, like
How
this.
the fuck do we play this?
This is the level that I'm speaking about on like the epicness that is this game. Like there's things that happen in this game that like you said 15 years ago, IRL, we never would have fathomed something like this being in a video game. There are QTEs for some of the boss fights, but they're not entirely QTE. There's little things like that. The fighting is oh god, dude, it's so
Dude,
good.
that shit looks crazy.
Right, dude. I'm telling
This
you,
is all
man.
in game too. This is
all in game.
In game,
This is
and it
all
goes right back into
100% in
gameplay.
game. Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
nuts,
dude,
dude. Boys, I'm telling you, it's fucking nuts, man. So, boys, buy this goddamn game. Get this goddamn game. I'll tell you what, it's well worth it. Garrick might have to get that PS5 here real soon. Real fucking soon.
I'm looking forward. I want to try to have one maybe by holiday time because I really want to get a hold of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Yeah, did you see the announcement today that people figured out that it will have 4K 60? Like
Fucking crazy.
actual 4K 60, and they know that because the gameplay footage that they showed in like the gameplay teaser stuff a few weeks ago was in 4K 60. And it specifically said this is in-game footage, and people were like, "Oh fuck,
That's
dude, they're
fucking
finally doing
incredible,
it.
dude.
They're fucking doing it, boys! I'm
I
telling you,
just want to play it so bad.
God damn it, I'm so
I'll
excited.
probably buy the Spider-Man remaster too.
Ooh, you can get the.
I'm about to dive into Spider-Man. I've
got the upgrade copy for Miles Morales.
Good game. DJ, you gotta finish through that, man. You gotta get through that and Miles.
Dude, I'm about to after I finish my rally events, dude, become a fucking rally racing champ. I'm going into Spider-Man, becoming Spider-Man.
All right,
Dude.
let's go ahead and go
Hell
over our
yeah.
schedule for the rest of this week while DJ's. You know what I'm saying?
Left right into 60 into left 6. Hairpin right.
Tomorrow we are not recording any content as it is a Wednesday. We are continuing to not record content on Wednesdays. Thursday, we have another Shipwreck show for you guys, live recording. If you are in our Discord and you are a Twitch subscriber, you can go into our Shipwreck submission section where you can ask us any question that your little heart desires. And if it makes for good content, we'll answer it on the Shipwreck show for you guys in the worst and best ways possible that we can answer them.
Sometimes at the same time.
It's well worth it. It's well fucking worth it. And then Friday, we have another Splash Damage multiplayer gameplay stream where me, Garrick, and Devin, I think Devin, we'll see, are going to be playing Remnant 2. I have not touched
crossplay?
Remnant. What was that?
Where's the crossplay?
No fucking crossplay, man.
No crossplay, man. What
No
the fuck's
goddamn
up with that,
crossplay.
dude?
What the
That
shit-
shit's
I've
fuck are
heard the
you doing?
game is insane. Like it's actually really
Dude,
good.
so good.
Those previews.
I'm having a great time, man. Okay, so just to tell Ernell about it real quick. So it's a third-person shooter with Souls-like and looter shooter elements.
Take cover?
Okay. No, not a cover shooter.
Okay.
It definitely leans into the Dark Soul mechanics of dodge or die.
Ooh,
But you
I
get
like that.
But the big concept of this game is, and I'll keep it brief, is you're basically traveling to other worlds and other realms as a human through these crystals, and you get like all your guns and stuff. It's like all post-apocalyptic setting, and you can like get these crazy ass guns and put like skills on the guns and like mutate them so they do crazy shit. You've got like your Dragonheart, which is your Essex flask, and it's procedurally generated world. So your campaign might look different than my campaign.
And this is a multiplayer experience.
Yep,
Okay.
1 to 3 players.
Okay. DJ, be quick.
And there's also secrets throughout as well. Like
So
many secrets as well, and parkour sections. There's also a parkour section in some of these secrets.
I've found
and you
like
get better
entire
weapons,
secret classes.
better armor. Yeah, better weapons, better armor, and like it's
Papa
in the Souls
John's.
like where your armor affects how well you dodge or how fast you.
Yeah, it
you,
uses like the
you dodge.
encumbrance system.
Yeah.
That was actually really fucking good, Jordell.
Thank
Like,
you, Garrick. Thank
What?
you.
That was so
Yeah, I
good.
didn't hear it.
You said
What did you say?
better weapons, better armor, and I said Papa John's.
Papa John's. Yeah. I'm mad I didn't come up with that.
Oh
That's fucked
man,
up.
I know. You should have. You were right on top of it. And then the next day, Saturday, we are doing another Good Kraken podcast. We're going to be doing our official review of Secret Invasion. That's right. The finale is tonight, actually. Here in about
Marvel
13 minutes of us recording this live. It should be going on air. And yeah, we're going to be talking about our official thoughts and rating of Secret Invasion. Then I didn't rate Final Fantasy. Boys,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 game.
A
What?
9 or
9 out of 10
Yo.
game, baby. Let's
Have
fucking
you
go.
given a 10 out of 10 game?
I don't think you have.
No, I have not.
I think you've given some
I-
9.5s.
I've given some 9.5s
Yep.
for sure. There are games that I've given, like Before Your Eyes was definitely a 9.5.
Yep.
Yeah, I perceive.
Wait, Ragnarok wasn't a
critiquing-
10?
No, it was a 9.5. It was a 9.5.
Damn.
I gave Ragnarok a 10.
Yeah, it had some things that I was wanting out of it that God of War 2018 gave that Ragnarok did not give, and that was my issue. Like the scale of things I wanted, they didn't quite deliver on in Ragnarok. So, but it was almost there. It was almost there. So,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
what can I say? I do go into critiquing games a little bit differently than I do with movies. Where like movies, I can give a little bit of leniency because movies are, if you can tell the story good and I'm entertained and I feel invested into that story, it's a good fucking story. You know what I mean? Like if it's written well, those components are great. With video games, you have the story
Piloting it.
and the gameplay and the mechanics and the things that
lot more
there's
to critique,
multiple
yeah.
things there that you have to be adamant to give some thought to. So with that said, guys, please let us know if you plan on getting Final Fantasy 16. Let us know if you have beaten it yourself, and if you have, what your rating is. Put it in the comments down below. Put it in our Discord. Put it on Twitter. We want to hear from you guys. Well, actually, X. Sorry, because Elon. Fuck Elon.
The logo already changed, dude.
It's
I'm
Twitter,
pissed.
god damn it.
God damn it! I know it's Twitter
Bird's
forever,
fucking
baby.
gone. They murdered the bird.
It's Twitter forever, and it is Good Kraken forever, because this has been the Good Kraken podcast. Your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you're having this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can have your computer freeze like Devin. You can submit questions at the top of the show, get exclusive content, and see and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there.
Review.
We have to go, everybody, but until next time, my friends, fuck Diablo 4.
Yeah,
Fuck
figure it out,
Ubisoft.
Blizzard.
Fuck Diablo 4. Fuck Activision Blizzard. Better pizza. Papa John's.